All right, Maddie. So we talked about that you've got some different ideas on who would be your leader for Pac-12 Player of the Year. So I'm assuming it's going to come from one of those three teams as of right now. So let's start with Arizona, your Wildcats. Who's the leader in the clubhouse?
Well, it's interesting because Koloko, maybe the first few weeks may have been the Pac-12 Player of the Year, at least in my mind. That was way early. But for me, it's not even close now. Ben Mathurin has not only become Arizona's, but really the Pac-12's best player, and he does it in so many ways. Now, we knew last year what he could do, and he was doing it this year. Mm-hmm. He can dunk the basketball, and he can dunk it with anybody. By the way, these dunks that we're going to show you, all in the same game. I mean, this is a guy that in one game may have won the dunk contest if we had one, and he did it in one game.
We should have one.
We should, right?
We should talk to George about that.
We should have best dunk of the year. But the key for me is how he's improved and gotten better. And last year it was kind of a guy that would get to the rim and dunk, or a guy that made open three-pointers. And I think this year he's expanded his game. He's really made his game an NBA game. And you watch here, the first thing he does is coming off screens. Able to knock down 25-footers. Look at this. Coming off out of bounds. That is an NBA play right there. And now the second thing, the mid-range game. He did not have that off the bounce last year, creating for himself. And look at this shot right here. Running 100 miles an hour, stop at 24 feet, knock it in. And lest I remind everybody here, that was against Illinois on the road, a top 10 team, top 12 team. The kid is lights out right now.
Yeah, he's the leader, certainly, and Tommy Lloyd's squad has been playing some unbelievable basketball. He's second in the league in scoring behind Terrell Brown Jr., who we're going to see coming up. All right, let's go to UCLA and the Bruins. Who's your front runner for Pac-12 Player of the Year on that squad?
Well, again, I'd probably say early on Jaime Jaquez, Johnny Juzang, but the guy who's really done it for me is Tiger Campbell, and he's second right now if I had to vote for it, and it's really because of his improvement. As a leader, number one, he's been fantastic for the past couple years, but what he's done to get other guys involved, now himself involved, and you see his scoring go up by a couple every single year, and what have we noticed the most about him? The three-point shot. 25% last year, and now he's at 50%.
Wow.
I mean, that was unbelievable. I want to know what he did this summer to get that good. And, just on working on his shot, the confidence, that has made him an all-around guard. You can't now just focus on the drives, which he does so well, and he gets to the rim. He's so good in the lane, even at his size, the left, the right, little fadeaways, crafty inside, but the three-point shot has separated him.
And he doesn't turn the ball over, and when he...
That's a great point.
Yeah, he can pass the ball, and then when they need him to score,
right,
he can do that as well, to your point. All right, last but not least, USC. We talked about the other Mobley last year a lot.
Yeah.
Who's your front runner for Pac-12 Player of the Year this year?
Yeah, Isaiah Mobley. I mean, we saw Evan Mobley and how good he was. Isaiah was the complimentary player last year, of course, but he has expanded not only his game, but just his presence to be the guy that wants the ball, wants to be the main guy for USC. And I think another thing, same thing with really all three of these guys. The three-point shot has become such a big thing with him. Last year, you look at this year, he's already taken more threes this year than he did all of last year, and he's done it halfway through the season. And I look at him and I look at that size, 6'10", 6'11", long. Look at the stroke. You know who he reminds me of is Channing Frye, an ex-Arizona player. Channing Frye was 6 of 23 from three during his college career. He didn't shoot a lot of threes. Channing Frye made millions because he made a million threes in the NBA. I think Isaiah Mobley can do that. You think about what he can do on defense. He's a great kid. He's a great teammate. And now he can really stroke that three ball.
And he's got the spotlight now that Evan is gone.
He does,
There's
yeah.
no doubt about it.